Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean. Please welcome my special co-host today, Cheri from Trancing with Spirit. Hi, Cheri. How are you?
Hi, Jean. Hi, everybody. Thanks for inviting me. I look forward to our meetings
Yes,
and your
it's
lovely
going to be
audience. That's
a
awesome.
fun event. Sorry, I have to turn this down. Okay. Um, it's going to be a fun show today, everybody, and we're going to be taking your questions. So please make sure you put them in caps and use emojis if you can. We are, I know that on Saturdays, sometimes as soon as the notification goes out, people start rolling in. So we'll give it a little bit of time here. Sam B is here. Hi, Sam B. Nice to see you. Rishi is here. Oh, Wiki is here. Wiki, you are very tried and true. That's for sure. Carl is here. Rishi, I think I said Craig Dixon and Karen Doyle. Amelia is back. Hi, Amelia. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming back. Um, so Carl said, "What you guys are live? That's great." So yeah. Yeah. And Heavenly Blessed Honey is here. Jen Bowles is here. Linda Kennedy is here. Thank you everybody for coming. Oh, and Eileen. Eileen is back. Love and positive light to everybody. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This is what I like to see. I'm going to be moving and shaking as the questions start coming in. Rishi, please do as Rishi did and follow all caps and some emojis just so I can pick it out of the lineup there. So Rishi says, "Hey, do the masters have any guidance on my career? Still confused between a finance job and tutoring. Thanks." So let's just go with that. If you need some background, we'll see what happens.
Okay. I can answer from the Akashic view if you'd like.
I think that's what he was referring to, the
Okay.
masters.
Well, the first thing I heard is whatever floats your boat. So they're saying, what do you feel the most drawn to? And you should follow that path. What will you be the most happiest in? And that is what the realm you should go to follow your instinct on this one. Because it's not always about the money and the job and the prestige. It's about your happiness also. So they also say taking everything into consideration, what will make you the happiest and most fulfilled feeling. Because they're saying as you go through your life, it's all of one big picture. And that happiness is a big, important part of your life, and not to give that up in the pursuit of a certain job for just money or just prestige or just that. So make sure to take in your happiness, your fulfillment, and your joy into consideration on the job, and then follow your heart to where you feel will be the most fulfilling overall for you at this time. And there's nothing to say you have to stay in anything permanently. But right now, that's what they want you to do. And they're saying, don't hesitate to contact us yourself for further guidance, that we're always available to help you at any time. All you have to do is ask. And they really want you to develop a relationship with your Akashic masters, because they're saying we can offer you so much guidance and insight on your path that would be really helpful for you at this time. So that's their really big message too. They really want to connect with you right now. So you can either take a class or just do some self-study on it. There's a lot of books out there. I mean, there's Edgar Casey. I think there's Cheryl, Marlene. There's quite a few. Linda. So you can look in that and see however. Then Val has her Akashic class that she has, which is really affordable for, but that was their they're coming across on the strongest is they want you to develop a relationship with your Akashic record masters, because it's all of our birthright to contact our own masters. So so I hope that was helpful for you, Rishi. Good luck.
Yeah. That was amazing, really wonderful. He said, "Wow, that's great. I would love to connect with them." And it's there's more than one reason why you're here, Rishi. You're not here just to get answers. You're here to learn and to when you're exposed to the frequency and the information, it raises your vibration and you are spiritually inclined. We all are. We all have the ability, but you specifically because of your level of sensitivity and awareness that you're very good at you'll be very good at detecting the information because you're so sensitive. It takes a very sensitive kind of awareness in order to feel it's a subtle energy. So you would be really good at that. And so Rishi says, great, thank you. I
Yeah, they're
think
really excited and they're really looking forward to you connecting with them. They really, really want you to connect with them. They have a lot of guidance to provide for you. It will change your life. I really feel.
and do you do private readings yet?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's
And
trancingwithspirit.com.
oh, good. Trancingwithspirit.com. And you can connect with Cheri for a private reading. And then when you do the Akashic Records, she could leave the Akashic Records open for you and also help you with the books and the links to where to find the guidance as well. But
Yes.
Rishi, I mean, maybe, you're talking about on your career. Maybe there's something even better.
Maybe
It's
they're
not this.
guiding you into reading the records for people. That could very well, maybe that's why they really, really want you to contact. They really, really want you to develop a relationship with them. I mean, I've never felt that as strong as of yet as I have right now. They always want you to develop it, but they like really want you to develop a relationship with them. So, and I'll just mention this really quickly. When I reach 200 subscribers, which I'm only 4 away, I'm giving away a free Akashic reading. So if anybody does want one and has not subscribed to my channel, and I'm sorry about the lawnmower, if you can hear that, feel free to go over, sign up, and then as soon as I hit 200, I'll be giving away a free reading.
There you go. You
Yep.
uncovered it. It's his dream to do readings for people all
See?
this time. And you can do both, Rishi. You really can do both. You don't have to have either or. And with your tutoring position where you are now, and it seems to be moving forward and you seem to enjoy it, but you really want to do finance because that's like you're always what you were working so hard to go through school and to learn all these all of your education goes towards finance, but that will also come. The tutoring will allow once you relax into that and sort of just say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to focus on. The finance is going to say, remember when you applied for us, and you're really going to take time and say, you know what? I don't think I want that. I just don't think I want to go because the pressure and the uncertainty and the unknowing. But you may want to try it, but you always have something to fall back on. You can always do both, and you can always do three. You can tutor, you can do your finance, and you can do Akashic reading, and you'll be able to choose what your soul feels the most. At ease and the most I think you want to help the most service to others, and all three of these you'll be really wonderful at because you have that sensitivity towards people, and that's what all three of these things have in common.
And it's okay to change your mind. So you went to school for finance and you found out that's not exactly what'll make you happy. So what? It's your life. You want to be happy. People often discount happiness as a portion of their life. And it's really, that's like the biggest portion of your life is the happiness part. And it's so often discounted for other reasons. So,
Yeah, banking jobs are high pressure. And it's not that, I mean, you can help somebody in finance in a different way. So many different ways it comes into play, and your knowledge and your ability to help other people, it can manifest in many different ways, but it's that pressure and the rigidness of not looking outside of the box and only being one way, that when you went to the tutoring, and it felt comfortable and good, it sort of like took down that pressure. And
Mhm.
that allows more things to come in your way, and it allows you to ask Cheri your question and to offer this suggestion for you.
Mhm.
I think that's amazing. And Cheri was very intense in her urging you that that the masters are urging you to connect with them, and
Mhm.
she can feel it. Like they're like, tell him, tell him.
Yeah. No, that's really I get whenever it's really strong, it's almost like they're pulling my heart out of my chest, like, and like, boink, I can't describe it, but you get this, you know what it's like. That's such an intense feeling that you get at times like that. And that's what I have.
And I think that's a connection with you, Cheri, as well. You and Rishi. I think there's a connection with you that you can almost open him up to this and lead him in the right direction. Because you could have heard it from a million different people. And Rishi, you've been on my channel for a while, I've been giving you readings, but it's when Cheri said it, and you're like, okay, now I get it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like it's just like this magical energy that happens. Timing
Right.
too. Timing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Rishi. That was very exciting. Coming
Yeah.
right
Good
in.
luck.
Yeah. All right. So Sam B. Oh yeah, and everybody, please do go over and subscribe to Cheri Trancing with Spirit. She only is 4 away from 200. Let's get her to 250. Everybody, if you're watching now, watching later, Cheri, you have an amazing ability, and we all need to be aware of your channel and your gifts and your readings. And the more people that are on and that are subscribing, the better off the whole community and uh, everybody is. I think
Oh.
we can all benefit. There's room for all of us, and they
Mhm.
need all of us. And it's not just us, it's like 10 times us. I'm telling you, if you're thinking about doing it, please just come on. The whole community is here to help you. It's a really unique situation. You won't be coming on here by yourself.
Right. Thank
So
you so
yeah.
much for those kind words, Jean. I appreciate that. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I need your support, that's for sure. We all need your
Yeah.
support.
And you're right. There's a place for everybody because at different times, everybody can connect for different reasons. You can go and there is a place, and that's what people don't understand, that, you know, like you said, Rishi's come on here so many times, but yet the timing, it's amazing how spirit works, isn't it? Thank you, Wiki. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
So we'll check it in a few minutes and make sure that it's over the 200. So let's go back to Sam B while we're waiting for those numbers to kick in. Oh, and Denise just subscribed too, and Gina. Okay, said she's already. Okay. Sam B says, would love a reading if possible, please. Okay. Just general energy reading is what I'm getting for Sam. So I'm feeling that you're wondering what's happening, Sam. I feel like you're wondering what should you be doing. I feel like you're almost you're having a little bit of a call to oh, develop your awareness, or open up your awareness and your connection. I feel like you feel like there's something you ought to be doing or ought to be paying attention to, and this is just the feeling of them calling you. Okay, it's not. Don't try it. Don't worry about what it is, because it'll lead you in your path. I think that when we have that feeling of I should be doing something, or there's something I should know, that's them calling you, and you opening up to that answer, and just taking time in meditation, or doing tarot cards or oracle cards for yourself, and really connecting with spirit. You can use a pendulum on your own, and just do what you can to connect with your angels and guides on the other side. I do feel as though you may have some limitations in this, but it's okay. You don't have to be here on YouTube in order to help other people. or to help yourself, if you want to, it's a good thing. If you want to help to develop and solidify the answers and the information coming in, recording yourself and also writing in a journal some of the answers and some of the information that you feel, sense, and hear, I think would be really good. So I don't know if that makes any sense for you, Sam B. And Cheri, just whenever you're ready, let me see if Sam
Okay.
said it.
I was just going to pull a card for her since I have my new deck and I thought I'd use it today. I have this Time Travelers, and if anyone is into Oracle decks, it's really awesome. It's Denise Lynn's new deck. And when I did it my other show, it was really, really on point. So this was flexibility, and it's the prehistoric forest of, you have the tiger there. And this number of this is 13. So yeah, and if you are, so this is really interesting that it takes you to the past, but then it brings that energy of the past and tells you the significance of it. I hope everyone can hear me with that background noise.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, let's take a step back to Neolithic times. About 8,000 BCE, we have landed in an enormous primordial bamboo forest in Southeast Asia. There's something holy about the way the light filters through the massive stems around us, allowing the wind, although the wind isn't blowing, we can hear the gentle rustling, which is actually the bamboo growing. Everything feels so vibrant and alive. We both love it here. One of the many remarkable things about this plant, in addition to its rapid growth up to 35 inches a day, is its flexibility. Massive, seemingly stronger trees will snap in high winds, yet bamboo simply bends and sways in all directions without breaking. Because of its quality, it survives and even thrives in situations where other species might suffer and break. During harsh winters, when it's bent over the weight of the ice, it does not break, it simply snaps back. High and proud in the spring, it can survive for thousands of years through its adaptability. So I think that's the key. And this, I think, ties into exactly what Jean was saying. This card urges you to be flexible in your life. It's not the time for uncompromising strength, but a time for bending and yielding. Success will follow if you do this. Do not face problems head on. Go around it, above it, or under it. Be willing to change your mind, modify your trajectory, your life in different directions. In regards to abundance, this is a powerful card. It suggests your prosperity can grow exponentially if you're adaptable. Potentially a rapid time of growth is ahead. However, if you are rigid, there are chances something of value in your life may break or shatter. Don't rely only on your strength. You eventually will splinter and break. If you are strong and flexible, you can adapt even to the harshest circumstances. Go with the flow. Don't try and direct it, and good fortune will ensue. So I think that's really important. And it does, to me, fit. It means now's the time to follow spirit, to let spirit drive, to make those connections with spirit, to take that time to meditate. And if you're flexible and willing and open to see those signs from spirit, like the numbers that you're saying, and keep a journal, you're going to notice all these synchronicities are answering what you're asking. They're directing you to where you need to go. You're going to find those odd songs that pop in your head that you hadn't heard for 20 years, or the name of a movie or a scene from a movie or something like that. You're going to see a pattern, and they're directing you to go in the way that you want to go. You just have to be open and flexible enough to see what they're sending you.
Excellent.
That's what I have. Okay.
Well done. That was beautiful. Do you still have that card out? Can we see the?
Let's see. I'll get it. Let me see what I do with it. Of course, I have it.
That's okay if you stuck it back in.
Oh, here we go. If you can see that flexibility. So that's it.
Ooh.
Yeah, these are gorgeous cards. It's really hard to tell, but
Very nice. So I have a special request right here, Cheri, if you could just look at your screen.
Okay. Oh, yay. Thanks, Rishi.
He was I'm so happy it was Rishi that it was able to announce that you hit 200, Cheri. And he's like, yay, 3 cheers for
Thank
her.
you. Thank you,
Oh,
everybody. That's awesome. So I will be doing that this week. Then I will do get together thing, and I will set up something, and I will do a drawing for a free reading. In fact, since you all help me, I'll do 2 readings. I'll give away 2 free
oh,
readings. So thank
wonderful.
you so much.
Wonderful.
I appreciate it. This,
Um,
this community really is awesome. It's a great community.
Excellent. And
So
and you're going to have a show and you're going to do the wheel on your show, is that right? And you'll
I'm
do
gonna
it
do the
from there.
wheel, that giveaway wheel.
Yes, has been crazy synchronicities, she said.
Yes.
And everybody say, yay. Um, she said, thank you very much. Both were spot on. And what sometimes I just wanted to say that when we hear, sense, and feel, Scott's here. Thank you. And Cheri just got to 200. She'll be over 200 before the end of the day. But thanks for stopping by, Scott. Um, as we're seeing these feeling, hearing, sensing, getting messages and music and movies and things like this, like uh, sometimes it is their way to help practice getting a message. You say, yep, I got that. That's from you. I can tell that's a message from spirit. It doesn't always have to translate into what is it that they're trying to tell me. It's that you're hearing them. It's that they're getting through. It's that they're opening up the connection and opening up your discernment of knowing that that is a spiritual connection. That is a spiritual a message coming through. And then once you get used to getting those messages and getting in that flow, then they'll start coming through with little phrases. Then they'll start coming through with little ideas. It does start like that sometimes. So just be open to that as well. Would you
Yeah,
say that's true for
right. And
you, Cheri?
also, yeah, you can sometimes you can realize that certain people are sending you messages. Like if I hear
Oh,
certain songs, like I know it's from my mom, that my mom's around, or my mom's just saying hi, or you can tell if it's from spirit. Sometimes you'll start to discern who different people sending you messages. Like when I heard the song Mother and Child Reunion, that was when I knew after my mom had passed that I knew that she was starting to connect. And so when I hear that song, I know that she's around and different things. Or a movie that we watched, all of a sudden, something will, if I'm in a certain mood, something will pop in my head and I'll know it's my mom. So, you'll start to notice things like that, especially if you do have a close loved one who has crossed. You might start noticing that they're sending you specific messages too.
wow. I think this is really important for us to be talking about right now. I think a lot of people here and later have questions about this. And thank you very much, Sam B, for asking that question to spur on this whole conversation. And we understand that it was more than just a question here on the show. It was bigger than that. And that's why it kept developing and was important to clarify. So thank you. Aw. Karen says my mom's songs get me off the couch.
Yeah. See, it does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Or I'll
But
hear this too shall pass. And I know it's my mom saying, don't sweat it. This is gonna be over in a minute, because that was always her famous saying. That's life in the big city, or this too shall pass. But so whenever I hear that just out of the blue, I know, just, don't worry so much. And it'll instantly lift your spirits.
and um if it's critical in any way or judgmental, that's your ego. Uh, if it's uplifting, loving, and inspiring, that's the spirit guides. And anything lower density is ego. Anything higher density is spiritual. So you'll know when it's you know self-talk that's not so good.
Right. There's just
Ah,
like, I'll just say this really quick when it comes to messages. I was driving down to pick up my daughter, and there's doing a lot of construction, and she lives about an hour and 10 minutes away. And on the radio, the song came on, Welcome to the Jungle. And I just knew that was like, okay, you're coming up to a rough spot. And sure enough, about 10 seconds later, there was this huge traffic jam. And then I heard the middle lane is your best friend. So I got in the middle lane. I whizzed right through. So don't discount things like that, even when you're driving. They can give you messages like that to tell you what you're doing and guidance.
Yes. And that's what practicing receiving these messages coming in. The numbers,
Mhm.
just say yes, thank you. I know that's a message. Please tell me more clarity. Tell me the rest of the message. I'm
Right.
open to hearing it. So Denise Lynn is saying, yes, I'm gaining a lot of insight from this, a lot of people. And Sam B is saying, I also start to doubt myself if that was a message. And just give them the benefit of the doubt. Just say thank you, even though you're not sure and you think it is, just give them the benefit of the doubt. Say, I know that's you, thank you very much. It opens you up for more messages instead of saying, I'm not. There's nobody you have to prove it to. You will develop that discernment after a while. And I'm not saying everything's a message, but I'm just
Right.
saying. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I think this is really good that we went on to this little,
Hmm.
what some people might call a tangent, but I think it's really important. I
No.
think it was inspired for sure.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go back to Denise Lynn. I think that she's been very patient. I think I missed her one time at the end of a show. So let's she would like a message for guides, gifts, update if possible.
Okay.
Any about her guides or about her gifts. Mhm.
Okay.
Thanks, Denise. I'm getting that you still need to ask your ego and your self-talk or your critical mind to step aside. And what you can do is like you know how those psychic scribble. It's a creative thing when you scribble or doodle or something, and it tells your analytical mind, oh, she's just being creative, and sort of relaxes it. It says, oh, that's what they're doing now, and it doesn't allow this to get in the way. So if you want to scribble or if you want to do something else with your hands, it would really allow the creativity and the information to come through. But it's a really difficult. It's one of the hardest things, and that I continue to do. My critical analytical mind always wants to jump in, and it's uh, you're almost allowing yourself to be vulnerable uh, is what it feels like when you put your critical self to the side and just open up and allow whatever it is that comes through to come through. So I feel as though you definitely are receiving information. You definitely are empathic. You're very sensitive, and you are a seer. You have a perspective. I know that you have your. I think I saw an eagle with you the last time, and your eyes are very much, you're able to see and give people perspective. So these are very beautiful gifts, and um, it's important for you to practice, get into a practice with friends or family, and allow whatever information you see. If you see a boob, or if you see, an elephant, or if you see a butterfly on top of an elephant, or an elephant on top of a butterfly, just say what you see, because you never know what it's going to mean to the sitter, and the more you
Mhm.
open up and you allow that creative information to come through, the more you'll trust yourself, and that analytical or critical mind will calm down a little bit.
Mhm.
So how about you,
And
Cheri?
I got that you have a unique gift of you can transcend like to spirit by slipping into a trance. And I saw the same thing by drawing, by doing something. You will literally, if you develop this, be able to slip right into almost a trance state in with spirit. So when you do that in your drawing, or you do what she said, I saw you just going like this and slipping right into an altered state of consciousness. And if you develop that, you'll have a unique gift, and you will have almost a direct connection to spirit. And you can then do readings, you'll for yourself, for others. But everything that you would be able to do with this is just so vast that like it's unlimited. But you do have this unique gift of just being able to slip right into this trance. You just have to develop it and put your ego mind aside. And yeah, that's why I just saw her going like this and then slipping, like literally slipping into a trance with almost not even trying. She could just go right into it. So that's what they want you to work on. So.
And Wiki says like Tyler Henry, yeah, he does that, and it really is just a way for you to tell your analytical mind, relax now. I'm working, I'm working with my creative side and
right.
being creative. And she did say she was very analytical by nature, and as am I. I'm an accountant, and you're very analytical, but it's one of the hardest things I had to do. I'm
Right,
so
that's hard.
to focus. And, along with that, Denise, sometimes focusing, that's your ego mind of trying. And what it is, it's really a way to relax and allow. Instead of like concentrating or focusing, it is a little bit of that, but it's also a relaxing into it and allowing the information to come in and then focusing on that information as it comes in. So it's a little bit of a balance on that. Does that make
It is.
sense?
And, the energies right now, that since the veil is thinning, it's becoming easier and easier for us to do that. You're going to notice weird thing and time slips that if you're connected that you did not notice before. I was watching Band of Brothers for one, and I'm just sitting there watching it, and I was so engrossed, not thinking at the moment. And I literally slipped into a past life. They were in a plane. Yeah. And I was a World War II pilot. And I slipped into the World War II life. And when I came out of it, like I knew what was going on at the time. And when I came out of it, I didn't remember everything clearly, but I was like, I was just so amazed. But it was because my mind was set aside and I had let everything go. And I was just so not totally not thinking, I slipped right into it. And that's what they're saying you can do. But it was like the most amazing thing. But it's going to be easier and easier and easier to do those time slips as we go on.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, it was really cool.
Wow.
Shocking, but cool.
Yeah. So nice.
So,
Yes, thank you. Hi, Sharon and Brian. So nice to see you. And I see Jinx is here. Hi, Jinx. Nice to see you. Um, thank you. Everybody is loving this conversation. So I'm glad that we're able
that's
to
good.
take the time out
Yeah.
and
It's
dive
nice to
in like
talk
that.
about, yeah, it is. It's really nice to talk, not just give readings, but also explain different things and what's going on. It's really nice for a change to do that. Yeah.
I know it's not always intended to be that way, but I think that we allow spirit to lead, and we feel it when it started with that Rishi rating right in the beginning.
Right.
I'm like, okay, something's going on here.
He's more connected than he knows.
Okay, so I see Jinx X, and she says, I have a question about a past life. I keep seeing signs that somehow connect to Celtic beliefs. I've seen a fairy and many other beings since a little girl, and why I'm gifted with being able to see beyond.
It's your destiny, for one. I heard it because it's your destiny. Um, I forgot to turn down my phone. They're bringing back your connection from that. I'm just turning off my phone. You're connected to a life back during Celtic times, and the fact that you see the fairy and everything in this life is connecting you to that past life, and you're bringing the energy of that life into this life. That's why you feel you're drawn to the Celtic, all that lore and the Celtic life, and with the fairies, and that they're bringing you through. They want you to see the magic of life, and that's you're connected to that, and that's what they want you to see. They want you to see the magic in life. They want you to see the possibility. They want you to see beyond the available. They want you to capture what life was like before technology, before all this modern world stuff, the simplicities of life. And with that simplicity of life, you were able have so much connection to spirit then that we don't often have now because of the technology. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to almost be like you were back then to make that full connection to spirit. And that's why you're pulling in a lot of that, because they want you to draw on that energy to connect to spirit in that way. And you did have a life back then. You were, it was, I heard 1300s. And you did have that, and you saw them in that life too. And I see this little girl in this, and you had more than one life back then, but I see this little girl rollick around in a field, and you had like this floppy hair. Almost reminds me of the girl in Brave, Merida, the floppy hair. And you're chasing fairies, and you're playing with them in this field. Um, I want to say Ireland, but it could have been Scotland, but I feel Ireland. And more of the northern part, upper half of Ireland, northern. And you're rollicking in with these fairies, and you're giggling and you're laughing, and they're playing with you, and they're like hiding, and you'd like go get them, and then they'd be over here, and then you'd go, and then they go over here, and then you're giggling like this really cute, and they want you to bring that lighthearted, playful energy in, and that ability to connect with spirit in the most simplistic way possible in this life. And that's what they're showing me about the past life with the fairies. So it's not an accident that you see them. It's because that's what you're connecting to in this life. So I hope that was helpful. And that's a
Wow.
tremendous gift. And yeah, and really develop that and go with it. That's awesome.
And Jinx is saying wow too. I can feel what Cheri is saying, and what my guides have told me in the past. They said, oh, sorry guys, they said that our in this incarnation we have been provided the ability to resource our past lives, our alternate lives, through our soul's vibration, to bring it in through this incarnation, because this incarnation here on earth, during this ascension and during this shift and during this evolution, is so important that we needed all the resources from all of our past lives. And our past lives are bleeding through. I mean, that's why I have French provincial dining room furniture. I'm like, I like nature. What am I doing with French provincial dining room furniture? It's because I was probably in France in a past life. But these things are
Right.
all coming through to help benefit us in the best way, in the highest good, in this incarnation, to help others and to help the ascension and the evolution occur. So this is a memory for you, and it's also a reminder, like, okay, Jinx, it's time. Remember this. You still have it. It's like awakening a memory of a past life that is contained in your soul's vibration. We have all these resources. That's why we can check past lives. That's why we can do a past life regression. It's all contained within us. And this is what I feel is also happening to you. Is there anything else that you have there for Cheri? I mean, Cheri, for Jinx?
No, that you pretty much summed up everything else that goes with it. And with the past life, and why we're seeing all this stuff now, and why we're connecting, and why those time slips into those past lives are going to start happening more and more. You're going to have dreams. You're going to have, if you're like me watching the movie and your mind's totally disengaged, you're going to start. And if it's something triggers, the thing is that if it triggers that past life memory, it was the sound of the plane under fire that triggered the memory that made me slip, because I was in the right frame of mind at the time.
Wow.
It was over France. I was shot down over France. And so it triggered that. And so that's when it's going to happen. And things like that, and the ability to do that. And it's right. It's not by accident that you're here at this time. It's not. We are here for ascension. That is the sole reason. And the fact that so many of us have had these lives, in reality, we're training for now. It was to give us all this vast experience to draw on for this specific time.
No way. Well, Cheri, you're blowing Karen's mind. It's a lot to take in. So, just say, oh, okay. And we'll move on, and it'll come back again. Believe me, it will. But but you're all here watching and listening to this high vibrational psychic mediumship and Akashic and high vibrational energies because you're attracted to it because it's in your DNA, so to speak, is what they call it.
Right.
It's in your vibration somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see who's next. It looks like Jen Bowles is next. Jen, if you're still here, say hi. I just want to make sure before we do the regarding for the past
okay.
lives.
Yeah, Jen was a sister of mine and Jenny's in a past life. We
Oh,
had it on
nice.
a reading and it blew us away. She asked about a past life and I heard sister, and it was, yeah, it was amazing. So you might, if you want to try and see what else you can get on it, do you want to try and read on it just to see
Yeah,
what you
sure.
get out
Let's
of
see what
curiosity?
yeah, I could do it psychically. I see you. Thanks, Jen. Let me see. I might get a different past life, but
You might, than the one that was with me and Jen, my Jen.
I am getting long flowing hair. I am getting like 1700s, 1800s. I am getting peasant life to just as general, not anything. But you're very, very much adored and loved. And they're showing me this branch of I don't know what kind of leaves they are, but they're really beautiful leaves. They are like pointed and I'd like to know what kind of leaves they are, please. It's almost like a spearmint, but so maybe you did some herbal work back then. I do see you also have a dragon. I know I probably did your dragon before, but your dragon came in. So you must have worked with your dragon at this time. I do see you working hard, but you had your life was filled with chores. It was one chore. As soon as you woke up in the morning, it was chore and until you went to bed at night. And as soon as the sun went down, that was the only time you had to relax and but you had to get all your chores done while the sunlight was out. I do see you on a horseback, but the horse is walking slow. So I don't know if you had to go and get water or if it was like a routine chore that the horse went back and forth. I also see um, an eagle or a falcon of some sort. I think that you were able to talk to the animals, Jen, back then, because you were sensitive to the plant life, you were sensitive to the animal life, you were sensitive, and there was a lot of quiet time. And like when you're doing chores, you're retrospective or introspective. I always get those words confused. Introspective and thinking to yourself and wondering to yourself and developing scenarios to yourself. You were very much a self you would imagine you had an imagination and I feel as though you were also guided and you may have just thought this was your own self-talk, but the horse was very important to you, the birds were very important to you, the greenery and the branches of herbs were very important to you, and that you really valued everything that was around you, and but you didn't need much, but what you had was really very important, and you we're connecting to these elements. I believe they're elements um, in a spiritual way, in a subtle way. Um, I don't. I don't see a lot of people around you. I don't see children. I don't see. So you may have been working for somebody else. Um, what is important for Jen to know about this past life? Uh, that hard work pays off. Applying yourself and that your success is only measured by your own meter, your own ruler. Your success is only measured by your own ruler, not by anybody else's ruler. So don't compare yourself to anybody else as far as success. If you have, these chores that you need to get done and you do them, this is a way to feel successful. So I think that was the moral of the story. How about that, Jen?
Yeah, because
She's like,
sometimes we don't get the life we ask about, we get the life we need.
so she said, hard work does pay off, and I live like that now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you found this, Cheri, but I find that when I tune into past lives, it's it's very much a redundant theme sometimes that rolls over and over again. And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. I mean, I'm sure there's lessons in it. I'm sure that that's a place where our soul is comfortable. But there's not a big diversity. Um, but you never know.
I
I
have
could
my
hit one.
theories if you want to hear them.
Sure.
I think that our oversoul actually has a basic personality trait, and we tend to gravitate. We have the way we are, we tend to bring that core being. We can be vastly different, but our core self remains the same, even with all these different lives. And that's why they're very similar. If you like living by water, chances are most of your lives will be near water, or you won't be happy even if you try it. Or if you like being, a certain thing or gravity, people tend to incarnate mostly in certain areas. They intend to do the same things, similar things. They're healers, but it could be in vastly different ways. They could always be healers if they've always, just there's just traits that we always are. If you're more negatively oriented, lots of times you'll have many lives that are more negatively oriented. But you could do almost anything and your core personality, I found, stayed the same. If that makes sense to you. I've read people who have been, say, a Nazi soldier, and they've been a priestess, and they've been this, and their core being was still the same. And it really has made my outlook on history change, because even when you do look at the enemies of war, it's very gray. Yeah, there were the horrendous people that we know about, and there's no denying that, don't get me wrong. But many times your average soldier, you look at a Nazi or say something like that right away and you want to go whatever. But I've seen people who in their core being were good people,
Hmm.
where they still were caring, loving people and still tried to strive the right thing in a bad situation.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I've seen that same personality go from, say, being a Knights Templar to a Nazi to a healer to a nurse to this, and that core being in each life was the same,
I
even
found
though
the
they
same
did
thing.
different things.
I
Right.
found the same thing, Cheri, and it rocked my world. It was early on. I was doing
Mhm.
a group past life regression, and I found myself being a Roman soldier, and I had like the mohawk, the red feather mohawk of my
Mhm.
helmet, and there was a piece of metal that came all the way down my nose. It was so very specific, and I was this really strong young man standing there like this guarding, and I had like a skirt on, and I had sandals on. And I remember that I was like crying inside and very sad inside because my wife had died in a fire, and somebody came through and uh, pillaged the village and set the village on fire. And my wife
Mhm.
had died, and I felt so guilty for not being there
Right.
to save her. And this is what I want to do, is get revenge, and this is why I'm in the army. But it was it was Jean thinking
Exactly.
those thoughts. I'm like, it was still me, even though I had a
Exactly.
diff it was I'm like, it was me thinking those thoughts.
Mhm.
And I thought past lives were that I was somebody else, but you're
Right.
still, it's that
You.
core part of you. And it broke me wide open. I mean, I was stunned and thought about
Mhm.
that for months. It was really amazing. because I
Right. I know
knew.
that rocked my world. That really rocked my world when I found out that you're basically the same.
Yep. Yep. And that's why we recognized each other when we have lifetimes and we, our same mother or our same sister or, and Jen being a sister and your Jen being a sister. And, we have because we all come, and it's not a blanket statement, but it's a generality. I think there's also people who have
Mhm.
been here only once. There's people who have been on other planets and things like that. But, wow, this
Yeah,
is
and
really.
that's right. Why sometimes you'll see someone and it's an like with me and Jenny, it was an instant connect, like an instant deep, like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like you really, and when you get that, that is definitely a past life connection. But it could also be the same thing. If you get that instant, I hate to say it, hatred for someone, and that instant, generally that's a past life connection also.
Yeah.
So when you get those intense instant feelings, it's from past lives. And you've probably had more than one life together. Like me and Jenny have had many, many lives together. And
That that's
it's
soul
truly
family. And
amazing.
isn't that amazing
Right.
that how you met? And that's what they say. A lot of these classes, when people come in together with classes, people link and they're like, I feel like I've known you my whole life. The whole community here is all supposed to be here to support one another
Mhm.
in this ascension and evolution. It's
Right.
it's not a coincidence. We're all drawn to that's why you guys are all drawn here. It's
Right.
amazing.
And right. And you'll find yourself initially moving through groups to get to where you need to be. Think about it. You'll
Oh,
start with one group that'll direct you to the group the kind of the group you need to be in. Because how many times have you hit one group and it worked for a while and then you're like, yeah, this isn't really working for me anymore. And it's almost like universe is tweaking you to where you need to be into that group that you need to be. And then you'll be, so it is no, and the closer we get in ascension, or I should say, the farther we get into ascension, the more we're going to group and the more spirit's going to move us around and the more connections like that we're going to make.
that's beautiful. It
Mhm.
gives me so much joy and so much uh calmness to know that what Cheri knows, senses, feels, hears, sees is what I've been feeling, sensing, and hearing all this time too. And to know that she's has this same, and we don't communicate and share these ideas very much, but
Mm-mm.
she's having the same ideas as well as me, as well as other people in the community. And it just
Mhm.
is reassuring that sometimes even though I talk about it, it's really hard to believe. Is humanity really evolving? Are we really
I
in the
know.
middle of this? Because
I know.
I've got a car, I've got a husband, I've got a job, I've got other things that I've got a mom, I got a family that pulls me out of this. But every once in a while, you think about it, it's just mind blowing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. I like what Carl says. When I first saw Cheri wearing the holiday Xmas head thingy, I felt at ease with her. Yeah,
Oh, very nice.
yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a past couple past well, few past lives with Carl too.
Yeah, validating. You're right, Jen. That's the word.
It's
Validating. It's
valid,
very
very
validating.
valid, and it's nice, and that's why the more you do get into the reading, the less other readers you watch because you don't want to know what other people are saying because it validates when you get something, it means so much more. At least to me, that's how I've found it. The farther I've gotten into my readings, I don't watch people now because I don't want to know. I want to
Okay.
be fresh.
Is Eileen or Gina M still here? We'll do one more, maybe two. Is Eileen
Okay.
or Gina M still here? And I mean
Yeah.
Eileen Rockenbod. And I know she tells me how to pronounce it every time. I'm sorry, Eileen.
Yeah, I
Um,
wouldn't know how to say that one either.
yep, Karen, love this community too. And Eileen's still here. Thank you, Eileen.
Mhm.
Let's
Okay.
go with Eileen first. And if Gina
A
comes back,
Robichaud? Is
yeah,
that how you say it?
yeah, Robichaud. Yeah,
Robichaud?
Robichaud. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Eileen says, what do my guides, Akashic masters, feel that next move should be? And I'll let Cheri explain this about should.
They don't
Not let's
really Akashic record masters are different. They don't tell you what you should do. they ask you what you want to do. And so they're saying pretty much, what do you want to do? They're saying, what would make you feel at home? What would make you feel at peace? And what would give you joy? And they're saying, think about that. And that will answer your questions, and that will answer it. Once you think about those things, that will put you in the direction that you need to go to find your path at this time. Because it's not about what you should do. It's about what you want to do and what will make you the happiest and most fulfilled in your life at this time. And they're saying it doesn't have to be a permanent thing. It could be a stepping stone to the next step. They want you to look at the big picture of everything and just what will make you the happiest, most fulfilled person you can be. Because they're saying that if you don't follow your heart, you're not going to walk in love and true peace. You're going to lose something if you don't follow what you truly want to do. You're going to lose a piece of yourself if you do what you should do versus what you want to do. That's why they're saying it's really important for you at this time to do what you want to do and what will fulfill you, to take you to the next step in your spiritual evolution. And they're saying this with love, because they always want the best for you, and they want you on your highest possible timeline. And they're saying being open to receive when you ask those questions. Be flexible. And they're saying that is all. So
Wow.
that's what they have to say.
Wow. 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 That was really, really good. So Eileen also said, home is a hard thing to find right now. She's moved 6 times in the past 16 months. And what I'm getting is that's for jobs. And that's what she was looking to say, in what direction in her job should she be moving right now? And what is the next step there? But following your heart and following your bliss is very often repeated, but it was very much nailed with what Cheri is talking about. It's um, it's yes, it's for your job, and she's saying that because you may have been using an analytical or following what you think monetarily would have benefited you and sacrificed what you really would have been happy doing. It may have led you to keep changing and keep changing, and spirit's not going to leave you in a place where you're not supposed to be. They're going to make you uncomfortable and edge you out again, and make you to get up and move again. This is what spirit makes us uncomfortable so that we move. It's if it was an easy decision, believe me, we wouldn't move, because we like comfort and we like consistency and we like familiarity. This is a downfall of humans, and that's me too. I'm a creature of habit for sure. But when they make me feel uneasy, or they make me feel uncomfortable, I know it's time to move and change. And but it's really important to follow your heart and to trust yourself that you're going to be okay. When you follow your heart and you follow what makes you happy, it may not be the most money coming in, but the happiness will attract more abundance that where you can't even imagine where it might come from.
Exactly.
How things would develop and how things might escalate for you. They really want us to try and listen to our hearts, follow what makes us happy, and to move in that direction. And perhaps, moving each time, but movement is important. And the analysis paralysis, they can't help us when we're in this stagnant state. Once we start moving, then the guidance, then they'll be like, oh, now this one's coming up.
Right.
They'll move us, they'll guide us. As soon as we start moving, we have to take action. It's our free will. They can't come in and push us. They can suggest or nudge or motivate, but they can't show us where. It's our decision. It's our,
Right.
but the best way is what makes us happy is where spirit is intending you to move. That's the best move for you. That's how you can tell it's from spirit, is because you feel you're going to be happy. It's a something that you'll really enjoy and be happy doing.
Mhm.
Oh, she said she wants to
Yeah.
write her novel for
Well,
sure.
then write your novel. That's what I say, write your novel,
Financial
you know?
burden was one of the reasons I took the job, and she's not happy.
Right,
Mhm,
and that's why spirit is doing that was the message, you're losing yourself. They don't want you to lose yourself. So,
mhm. And she said she did the last job out of duty, out of helping others, and it's
mhm,
overwhelming her. But I
mhm,
would stick to your novel. I would
mhm,
definitely, I mean, that's your novel calling out to you. And
right,
Gina's saying, yes, that's true, Gina. And she's saying this is resonating with her too. So
mhm,
we're right at an hour. So let's go ahead quickly over to Gina since it is related. And I didn't even know this, you guys. I didn't know that they'd be related. And Gina says, is there a reason from the Akashic Records why I'm having trouble with my career? This last period of time, it is T9 led me on a new, is it to lead me on a new direction? Yeah, for sure. And this is
mhm,
why it's, yeah, I think it is very similar. And it's not a coincidence that you two are the last two that I chose. And I don't read them before I choose them. I just look at your names, and and that's why it's resonating with you as well, Gina.
mhm, yep,
So let's go in and just tap in and see if there's anything else for Gina that's important for her to know.
okay. I just heard, we listen too, and the same message applies. Basically, it was a ditto from your Akashic record masters, and I can
Mhm,
tell it was yours because everybody has their own Akashic record masters, and when they come to you, they're different. So when you're reading the records, um, everybody's they come they're you get the message, but you can hear a different voice. You can hear they have different tones to them. So I know it's your masters and not, like Aline's masters, because they sound different. And that's why they said we've been listening, and basically it's the same message applies. But so yours master seems short and to the point. Like, why should we re-explain something that you just explained? And so they're saying the same thing applies. So yeah, you have very kind of matter of fact and short and to the point masters.
mhm. And this is why you said this is resonating with me as well. And what
Mm,
they told me was they needed to like dangle a carrot in order to get you out of there, because you would have never left unless they gave you something that was so much so appealing to you, in a sense that you thought you could do it and that you thought you could get ahead, but you didn't consider your happiness in that equation. But they had to dangle something and give you a job and have you
mhm,
be accepted for the job in order to get out of that situation that you were in. I feel like you were really embedded in that last job. Maybe you were there for a lot of years, or you had a higher position in that last job, but it was very toxic. You needed to get out. You wanted to get out. So this is where you got out, and now you're like, this is not it either. Like, oh my God, what did I do? But it's a way of getting you out of that really stuck situation into the next, and that's the get out of that analysis paralysis, get you to move, and then it could take you a one or two steps in order to get where
mhm.
you need to go. But oh my gosh,
Or
she
go back
says.
and listen to if you do listen to Eileen's message, go back because the same message applies. Take the time, think of those things, and then make your decision, because it's compromising your habit, your heart, your livelihood. It's that's what it's doing. It's going to cost you if you don't do what you really are here to do and hear what your soul wants to do. It's going to cost a piece of you. If that makes sense. Your
Mhm. She's
happiness.
She said she would have never left. It was a negative result for me. And she said, exactly.
Mhm.
So,
See, when you don't listen and spirit's giving you a message, they double down. And they'll every message when you don't listen is more difficult. So if you listen in the beginning, it's easier transition. The longer you take to heed their advice, the harder that lesson will be and the more difficult it becomes. And then before you know it, they're smacking you literally upside the head and you're like, oh, totally they're going to knock you off your, I don't want to say like your house will burn down. If they want you to move and they've been trying to get you to move for 5 years and you haven't moved, they're going to burn down your house, so to speak. If you know what I mean. That's how, if you're just not listening, they're going to get drastic with you.
yeah.
Just saying.
And yeah, just as a example. But what I also heard for you, Gina, is you can apply yourself to the metaphysical world as well. Like you may not want to be a psychic or an Akashic reader. You may not want to have a YouTube channel, but you could be a really good metaphysical or spiritual interviewer, like Ellie Down Under. But she does tarot cards and she does interviews. Like somebody else does interviews, but you would be a really good interviewer of spiritual subjects. And you're a connector. You know how to connect people. Oh, I go to this spiritual event. I saw this spiritual person, and I can connect these people all together and maybe even have an event. I feel as though you're also going to be incorporating spiritual or higher vibrational healing. Reiki, spiritual advisors, interviewing, podcasts, something like this. Like don't discount something like that.
Like
Yeah.
Linda Moulton Howell, I heard her name kind of come up because she really gets into the different subjects. I don't know why her name popped in my head. But that's that same type of energy. Look at what she does. She takes it and gets into it, and she's built up a credible, because she's credible, she's trustworthy, she keeps her sources. That's the type of energy that you could build into. You could become very revered like that.
And you're a very highly regarded individual in this community, Gina, and you're a moderator on so many different channels. And there's a reason why you like being here and you like being in this environment. And this is something that is very inspiring to you, and it helps you with your growth and with your self-awareness. Well, this is something that you're going to incorporate in your future as well and help others with. Yeah, so don't discount that, and open up your mind and be creative with the way that you can apply your specific skills and abilities with the metaphysical, spiritual, healing world. I mean, it could be anything, yeah. There's a
This is going to sound crazy, and I don't know how psychic you are, but I heard too, they said those that can't teach. So if you don't want to read and do that, you're there to teach. You're there to pull it together. You're there as like Linda Moulton Howell does. She pulls it together. She puts it out there for that. She's helping to teach others. And I really think that's what they want you to do. It's so on point with what Jean said, that you're going to be integral in bringing people together and pulling, and then you're going to disseminate it out. So you're going to I can see you doing a lot of research and pulling things together and then disseminating it out for the world to learn from and to really gain knowledge and insight from. And you're going to pull people together and do these things that are really going to benefit humanity and spiritual growth in others. And you're going to do it in a way that's going to be very professional and very thorough, but very normal speak. Like you're going to transcend it in a way that's going to go across and everybody's going to understand it. It's not going to be up here. You're not going to sound wacky. You're going to put it across for the masses. And that's the key. If that makes sense.
like an event coordinator or
Right.
something. And there, that people are going to flock to these things. We're all looking for inspiration and for connectivity, and not just this community, but there's, people across the nation here and across the world as well. So all the best to you, Gina. Thank you so much for your question, for all of your hard work on everybody's channels, being the moderator, and all of the moderators, Sonia and Karen and everybody here. here. And I saw Viviani earlier pop in and out. She's so sweet. And just take that, and I'm sure you'll come up with something that will just be like, hey, I never thought of that before.
Mhm.
Or it'll fall into your lap. Once you open up to the possibility, it will present itself to you. Aw, she's so sweet.
Yeah.
She's dumbfounded amazingly. Thank you so much. Aw.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And thanks, Eileen, for coming through with that. And she like kind of broke through the whole story, and then we rounded it out with
Yeah.
oh,
Great show. This was a
Eileen
really good
said,
show.
get with Eileen. Eileen was an event coordinator before moving to emergency management. See, you could also incorporate spirituality and the higher vibrational healing aspect or interviewing aspect, whatever it is that you do best, like your skills and what you have trained your life to do. You can apply these to this world, and they need all of us. Like we said in the very beginning, they need us in every capacity, in every speciality. Oh, and Viviani's here. She's so cute. She popped back in.
Hi,
Viviani. Thank you too. All right. Well, we're going to have to go right now. Thank you very much. Are you going to do another show today, Cheri? Are you on again today, or when's
No,
the
I'm
next
not.
time?
I'm on Monday with Viviani's going to be playing the part of Jenny this Monday. So I'll be on Monday at 7 with Viviani, and then I do a Thursday show.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. So please, everybody do, if you're watching this later, please go over and subscribe to Cheri Trancing with Spirit. Her information is in the link below, and we'll get her way over the 200 and possibly heading towards the 250. Actually, let's get her to the 250. What the heck?
Yeah, why not?
And
Thank you.
it's the energetic thing that needs to ripple out for sure. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's all of your energies combined that help us to be lifted and to allow spirit to come through with the messages that are most important. And thank you for allowing the people who didn't get their questions answered. Thank you very much for your patience. I really felt like this was spiritually guided to elaborate on these things. They were big questions.
Yes,
really
they were
important.
Yes, definitely. And thanks to all who subscribed. And I will be putting an announcement out this week for my free drawings, for my 2 readings that I'm giving away.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you soon. Oh, wait 1 second. I forgot to set something up. Okay. I will be on with the Crone Zone this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific. So I'll be on with the Crone Zone, and we're going to be talking about our favorite goddesses and how they, what they meant in our lives and how they help to guide us in our lives. And it's going to be really fun. And you know me, I always have like a picture show to do. I love those images. So, all right. Thanks again. See you later, everybody. Thank you, Cheri. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.